the method of graphing. The only time that it makes sense to use graphing as your method is if both equations are in slope-intercept form, and if there is a graph available. Okay, so let's look at it. Are they in slope-intercept form? Yes, okay, so if we were to graph them on the graph, where would I start for my first equation? -4. And then what would I do? Rise 3, go which direction one? Go right or left? Okay, and then what's my next one? Start at 2. My line's supposed to meet here. I just can't draw a line to save my life. Okay. So what is their intersection? What's their solution? Where do they meet in the middle? They meet in the middle right here. So that coordinate point is 3, 5. This is when it makes sense to solve by graphing. Okay. When to use substitution. If one or both equations is already solved for one of the variables, if one of the variables has a coefficient of 1. Okay, so let's look at our equation. What do you notice about our equations? Okay, one is in slope-intercept form. Does the other one have a 1 as the coefficient? Yes, so let's look. Right here, it's already solved for, and this y has a coefficient of 1. So because of that, this is when we use substitution. So we would substitute by doing this. we would take the value that is y, negative 5x minus 2x plus 3 equals negative 4. Combine my terms. Negative 5x minus 2x gives us what? Now what? What do I do? I'm just waiting for everybody to catch up because everybody just writes. Just get one, bud. Huh? It is. Then what do I do? X equals 1. So now I need to do what? I need to substitute it back into the original equation. So I'm going to do y equals negative 2 times 1 plus 3. Y equals, what's negative 2 times 1? What does y equal? What is my solution? 1, comma 1. Okay, elimination. When is it best to use elimination? If both equations are written in standard form. Here we go. What do I do? I'm what? Adding the equations together. Ready? 15x's plus 2x's is 17x's. Negative 5y plus 5y is 0 times y, which is 0. 35 plus negative 1. So now I have 17 times the value of x equals 34. Divide by 17. X equals what? 2. Plug it into whatever equation you want. First or second? First. You want the big numbers or the small numbers? Pick the second. Go with your smaller numbers. Okay, so 2 times the value of x minus 5 times the value of y equals 1. We know the value of x as 2. So 2 times 2 minus 5 times y equals 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Minus 5 times y equals 1. I'm sorry. And then we subtract 4. Subtract 4. Negative 5y equals negative 5. Divide by negative 5. Divide by negative 5. Y equals 1. What's our solution? What? 2, comma 1. Whichever way makes sense to your brain. Yes, ma'am.
For the
Yep.
why for the second step, why didn't you distribute?
For the second step, where? Here?
Yeah.
Well, what's a plus and a negative? So it's negative. So anytime you have a plus, it stays exactly where it is. The only time it changes is if you have a negative in front of it. Because it's a negative one multiplying to each thing inside the parentheses. Okay. So what I want you to do is I would like for you to look at the method comparison, and I would like for you to solve as a group for the next 2 minutes. I would like you to solve number 3. I want you to do it in a group. I want you to do all 3 different ones. Go.